Alright, I'm back in Boston. Now let's talk about an awesome movie about chess. Wow, I never thought I would say that. Pawn Sacrifice. So Pawn Sacrifice is a biopic taking place during the Cold War about chess master Bobby Fischer, played here by Tobey Maguire perfectly. Back during the Cold War, you know, it was America versus Russia. They were just competing with each other at everything pretty much. And I guess chess was in there too because the Russians were just perfect at chess. They were the best at chess in the world. Bobby Fischer's like, hey, I'm gonna compete in this world championship and I'm gonna try to beat these Russians and represent America. And so this is the story of that. I didn't know how much I was going to be into this movie, but this movie surprised me on so many levels. First off, the acting was terrific. Tobey Maguire was awesome. It's good to see him again. The last time I saw him in a movie was Great Gatsby. I mean, whenever I see him, period, I'll always see Peter Parker. But he was great in this movie. Bobby Fischer was an asshole. He was a douchebag because he was one of the best chess players in the world, and that got to his head, and that was really cool to see because his demands start going up and he's always acting like a prick around the press and around his friends even. But along with being the best also comes this paranoia, like, oh, they're all out to get me. This movie did a really good job at making you feel that. Not the paranoia, you didn't feel scared like him, but you just felt sorry for this guy. You're just watching his mental health sink lower and lower and you're like, dude, you got serious problems. When a movie can pull that off, I love it. This movie pulled it off. The best Russian chess player in the world, you know, Bobby Fischer's opponent, is played by Liev Schreiber. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. The whole time I was watching the movie, I was like, I know that face. I know that face. Turns out he was Sabretooth in X-Men Origins Wolverine. But he was great in this movie too, and you see that, you know, he's trying to intimidate Bobby Fischer, but at a point you see that he's also a little bit paranoid as well. It shows that just because you're at the top of your craft doesn't mean that life is just gonna be a bed of roses for you. Now the two guys that Bobby Fischer hangs out with all the time, he hangs out with this priest and a lawyer, and they served as our eyes and ears. They're just trying to take care of this guy who's just mentally falling apart. They also provided some comic relief without detracting from the drama at all. They were great in the movie too. This movie did a really good job at just keeping me focused on what's going on. It was engaging, it was intriguing as hell. I don't know why, I felt this connection to Bobby Fischer that I just did not see coming at all. Because let's face it, at one point in all of our lives, we've all acted like a prick. We've all been assholes sometimes. That's just a fact. You can't tell me that you've never pissed someone off. I won't buy that. And Bobby Fischer was like that all the time, 24/7. And you kind of see where he's coming from because he is so damn good at chess. The ego gets to his head. And just watching this shit go down, that's how the movie never lost me at all. This movie reminded me, there was a movie that came out back in 2009, it was called Adam. That movie was about someone with Asperger's, and I am 100% sure that that's what Bobby Fischer had. And it was just done really well. Also, James Newton Howard did the score, and that's never a bad thing. I was never humming along, but they really did add emotion to the scenes in a way that I don't really get too often. Like, you're sitting here watching these guys play chess, you can tell they're just thinking in their minds and there are these low strings going on. You're like, oh, the tension. I shouldn't feel that way about a movie about chess, but this movie did it to me. Pawn Sacrifice had excellent acting, relatable characters, and a story that was intriguing as hell. What I'm simply trying to say is, go see this movie right now. This fall now, this is where the Oscar contender movies are gonna come in, and I'm pretty sure this is one of them. So Pawn Sacrifice, have you seen it? What did you think about it? And I wanna know how many chess players we got in here. Do you play chess? I don't know the first thing about chess. Shit. Whether you do or not, and whatever you thought of this movie, go ahead and leave a comment. And don't forget to subscribe.